What's up, turds and turdettes? Welcome to Sample 10 of the Recap. I'm your host, Laboratory Lindsay, and that is my lovely co-host, Tara Pterodactyl. It's been a while since you've seen these faces. Our last episode was back in September with Mo, and so we've had about 3 months where we haven't recorded anything. And today, we have an awesome guest. I'm so excited to catch up with him. The last time he was on, he had just run the length of New Hampshire, and he has done so much crazy stuff since then, in addition to running the length of a few other states. We're going to catch up with him and find out everything he's been up to, and we've been kind of chatting with him before this, and he has some pretty funny stories. So we want to welcome Justin Deflumeri to the Recap. Welcome, Justin.
Oh, look, I did it, Eric's going to be so proud of me.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Yes, air
That is
horn.
hilarious. That was the way to come in.
Yes,
You know,
nailed
we
it.
always got to make a bang. I had the toilet paper ready, too. I didn't know what to expect on the recap, but we're ready.
We're just getting started.
Yes. So Justin, when you were on with Eric and Erica back at the beginning of July, and you had just run the length of New Hampshire, and you got the fast no time. So take us through what you did next. What was the next state you did?
Yeah, so it was actually pretty interesting. So I honestly planned to be done for a little bit. And then, so I finished on a Sunday because I didn't want to miss any custody time with my daughter. I have 50-50 custody. So that was the strategic method of like starting Wednesday, ending the 4.5 days on the Sunday. So I got her right after I finished. And then I went to work Monday. I didn't take any time off. And so I was in the meeting and they were asking how it was. And there was this one guy and he said, "Oh, well, I noticed you didn't pick Maine." And so like, I was like a cartoon character. I was like, you could see the red come up. And I was like, you know what? And just the competitiveness in me, like, so I said, yeah, you're right. We didn't. So right after that call, I literally did the highest point north to south of Maine. And it was like a township. And I was like, oh, my mind was spinning. I was like, well, I'm going to do, you know what? I'm going to do all the states now. It's called the Northern Line Project. We actually named it, right? And I want to do north to south in all of the New England states. But I was like, Maine's going to take a lot of planning. Like, it's 387 miles. I need to rent an RV because, like, New Hampshire was hard to get food, like, from Pittsburgh and then the next few towns down. So I was like, all right, well, Vermont's the second biggest state in New England. And Eric debated me on that until he fact-checked me, and I was right. And I said, you know what? We're going to do Vermont. And so I went out, and that was how I ended up picking Vermont. And this time, like, I was like, I didn't tell anybody we were doing it. It was 6 weeks later. No one knew. I became friends with WMUR, the people who ran the story. Like, I think we all liked each other's personalities. And, like, I just popped up at the Canadian border. It was, like, it wasn't in New Hampshire, we went into Canada, but like I was dressed as Forrest Gump and I had like the mask on and stuff. And I was a little nervous because I didn't have my passport. And I was like, if they see me approaching, they're going to come out. And so like, we did it like 0.7 in front of it, but I popped up in front, just made the post, hey, we're running Vermont. And then like MUR reached out again. All my friends, the old crew, like Suzanne, Phil, they were texting me and they were like, what is going on? So I had my friend Teresa with me. She's a nurse. And I was so glad we did because Vermont, it was 8 miles less the route we had from north to south than New Hampshire, even though like the lengthwise it was bigger, but that's because of the mountains, which we couldn't get to. So, but like we went through it. Now in New Hampshire, I had 4 people with me the whole time. Vermont, like I am like scarred. I can't even look at the maple syrup anymore because like I literally like think like it was 90 degrees and the pictures are on there. Like then it started torrential downpouring and like then it was just me out there. They were hot topping. So like it was extra hot. It was like over 100 because they were like hot topping the road. And obviously you can't go on the highway. That's illegal. But we'll get to that. And then, so what happened was like, I went through it in Vermont and she like had to give me IVs because like it was like really bad. And like, again, I was by myself. It took us 3 days, 17 hours and 4 minutes. And like the last day was just pouring and the roads. So like New Hampshire had a breakdown lane. Vermont had no breakdown lane. It was like a bike lane. So like it was extremely dangerous, like especially at night. And we have some crazy stories that happen in Vermont, like crazy.
Oh, I
So
bet. Vermont's a
it-
weird state.
very. So we like, do you want me to go into them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell us
Yes.
the weirdest one.
All right.
Or
So I
crazy.
won't say the name of the hotel so they can't sue me. But we were at Brandon, Vermont. That could be a hint.
Never
But
heard of it.
and like we finished at 1 a.m. because it was so hot. I learned from New Hampshire. I was like, we're gonna do 30, and then I want to go back out for 17. And we're not gonna do it straight like for the first day in the 90 degrees. So Teresa was all for it. So we like took like a 2-hour, 3-hour like nap break, relaxed, got some food. Then we went out. Now we ended at 1 a.m. Now it's not like, Boston where you can get into any hotel. So we went to one hotel that was still open. Now, when we went in, I had to ring the buzzer and I looked at it. I was like, this isn't a good sign. So I was like, oh, we need 2 rooms. So like, so the guy, like, I was buzzing and I thought it was like the ring bell, which it was. And I was like, we need 2 rooms. And no one was answering me. And we were there for 5 minutes. I'm like, I can barely walk. I just did 47 miles for the second day in a row. And like, I'm hot. I want to like go take a nap. And so I go into the bar area and this guy is with his friends and they had their nose down on the table. I don't know what they were doing, some substance. And I was like, oh my God, especially with my background in safety and security, I was like, this isn't gonna be good. So like they had drinks. So they come out and the guy's like, oh, we usually don't get walk-ins at this hour. And in my head, I'm like, oh shit. So like, I smell like we look like we ran 47 miles. Like I didn't change. So like I have shorts on. I'm walking like with the chafe after an ultra. And like there's dirt, like sweat. I had a white shirt on all over me. And Teresa's like, I got it. So I'm standing there and the guy's over there and the guy comes up and he's like, and I have all my running stuff and like my watch and he's like, and my headlamp and my vest. And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I was trying to tell him, he goes, you're doing that for fun? He's like, is it a race? And I was like, and he just kept going and going and going. And like, I was trying to explain it, but like, you know how like that drunken, like they're not getting in, they're kind of rude. So finally I'm like, hey man, I'm done talking to you. I was like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And Teresa, like, she knew, she was like, oh God, like takes a lot for me to get mad. So like, I was like, but when it does happen, and and I was like, I really don't want to like punch this guy, right? I'm a runner now, fighting's behind us. And like, so the guy comes over, the hotel guy, he gives us the key, right? Now it was an inn. It wasn't like a Holiday Inn or anything. It was like a inn that someone made themselves, right? So he goes, this is where it gets even worse. So he goes to the elevator, because like I'm walking weird. It's on the second floor. He goes, hey, we'll take the elevator. Now it was an elevator from like 1912 where it had like the closed gate, like a child gate, instead of like, a normal and I go, I'm not going in there. And the guy's like very persistent. He's like, no, come in. And his buddy's in there that I just had words with. And I'm like, I'm not going in there. And he goes, no. And I go, buddy, I'm walking. And Teresa's like, damn, because like we just did 47. You could see how I'm walking. And like, I'm taking the stairs after 2 days back to back of going 47. And like, we get up there. Now he's waiting for us by the door. He goes, hold on, let me make sure this room's okay. And I was like, I've never, like, I'm on travel right now for work. I've traveled the last 4 years. I only come home from my custody time. And I have never been into a hotel where like they said, hold on, let me check before. Like, what happened? Like, like in that time frame. So he's in there for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, this is fucking weird. So like, I'm looking at Teresa because like she has her own room. And I'm like, I text her and I'm like, you're coming in this room for a sec. And like, so we come in and she goes, I'm not staying here. Once he leaves, I go, I'm not staying here either. And I'm like, I guarantee you the cameras were set up or whatever. So we book it and we're trying to find a hotel. Now, as you said, Vermont sucks, right? I never want to go back there. But like, it was like, the next hotel was like 25 minutes away. And like, we dropped the pin of where we were. And this place was like so close. It was like 4 miles from where we needed to start the next day. Cause you always have to start where you place the pin in the little hole. And I was like, oh, that sucks in the morning because we planned on getting up at 4. So like now it has to be like 3. You know what I mean? That just delays everything. It's an extra half hour that I wanted to sleep. Like I could have knocked right out. And so I'm calling because I want my money back. And so I call the guy and he's like, and his wife answers. And he was like, she has no clue what's going on and what her husband was doing. I was like, she's like, was there a problem with the room? I said, let me tell you the problems we had. And I went into that whole story and I'm sparing you some of the stuff, right? Okay. But like, and I'm like, that's it. And she's like, I'm like, if you charge my card, I'm writing a review of everything. And she's like, no, we'll refund the money. We'll refund the money. And I had the money back within the next day. So that was the craziest story in Vermont. And mind you, I left out, there was a guy on the side of the road with a gun at 1 a.m. drunk pacing back and forth, and he was super nice. So I left that one out. But that Vermont, we went through it.
You said he was super nice.
Yeah, he said hi, and I was like, so I called
Just
Teresa.
waving his gun.
Yeah, so in all honesty, he was walking back and forth, screaming. He had a gun, and like Teresa's in behind me in the breakdown lane. This was like probably 11 at night one night, and I think it was the second night. And so like, I call her, and I'm like, hey, I think this guy has a gun, and she's like. She looks out. She's like, yeah. I said, here's what we need to do. I said, I want you to drive slow, but we had a big SUV. So I said, I want you like up a little bit where I'm concealed behind like the second and third row of the SUV. And she's like, all right. And he said, hi. And I go, that's the guy you want to say hi to. I go, hi. I freaking booked it. I didn't really want to run that fast. I was like mile 37. I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, oh shit. So yeah, those were the two craziest stories in Vermont.
Man. I feel like when you decide to do Maine, I might need to come along to catch some of this live entertainment.
Right?
Please come.
There's got to be
Please
something
come.
hilarious that
We can
happens
do like
there.
a docu-series on this. Netflix, here we come.
It's been a lot of fun. New Hampshire was a lot of fun. We only had that one story I told last time where the guy came out and like we didn't know we were at like some sort of institution, so we thought we were going to break somebody out. That was the craziest thing that happened in New Hampshire because the crew had words with them. But yeah, Vermont was nuts.
And then after Vermont, you did Rhode Island, right?
I did Rhode Island. I wanted I don't want to say an easy one because like it was 63 miles and like it was straight, but like I wanted a smaller one. Yes.
Yeah.
So Rhode Island was fun. There was like, I had friends drive up from Manchester, like my friend Nick, my buddy Josh, like they came, Josh actually motivated us. I did 55 straight without stopping. I did change my shoes, but that was like a pit stop. It was like two minutes. And I was like proud of that because the most I've ever ran straight was 60, but it was a ghost train. I did it in 25 hours and we were trying to do that under. And it's different than a race because like I just did Arizona and like the roads aren't closed. You have to cross. You strategically get aid out the window. People here like, oh, 63, like, we know a ton of ultra runners, right? But like, it's different when you have to navigate the roads and like, you're looking at the map and the GPS course instead of just like, oh, this is closed. We can just do loops or it's an out and back, right?
Right.
So like, I was really proud of that, but it was cool because we finished in Westerly and Taylor Swift's house was right before the lighthouse. So I dressed it as Taylor Swift. And like it was like 11:30 at night, and I didn't think of this. She has a ton of security, and again, I do security. So when we went, we actually got to drive the route for the first time because like it was so it's 63 miles, so it took us a couple hours. But like New Hampshire, you can't drive the route first, or Vermont, right? You're gonna be out there for a day or two, right. And so it was like awesome. So when I ran down. She has security out there. I'm like, they're gonna think I'm a stalker. Like I had the wig on, my Taylor Swift shirt. I had a gem microphone I stole from my daughter, and I carried the Bluetooth speaker. And it's like, I say it too late, and I'm running down, and I'm like, they're going to arrest me and think I'm a stalker. But yeah, Rhode Island was a lot of fun. FKT approved that, so it's actually online, which is great. It was no issues. It was just straight fun.
Nice.
So FKT now for all 3 states?
No, so New Hampshire and Rhode Island, Vermont, we sent to them. FKT is a pain. I really dislike them. So like we sent them the route for Vermont and they didn't approve it because for Vermont, it's right next to New York. And they're like, it looks like you're in the lake, Lake Champlain or whatever it is. And he's like, yeah. And just to be clear, it says Vermont. And like, so the lady, so we have the lady from FKT was also on that email. So my friend Erin, she was crewing me this time. And she's like, I got this. So like, she's very level-headed and like she helped with the route. So she's been dealing with that. So Vermont's the only one we don't have the official one for.
Oh, man.
Working on it.
Yeah, but we're working on it.
Nice. So which one are you going to do next? Is there any plan in the future?
Yeah, well, I want to do Maine. My buddy Johnson came up with a good idea. He's like, hey, for that, kind of like what you were saying, he's like, Maine needs to be a big deal. You need to like advertise it because a lot of people were actually like jokingly mad because I didn't tell them we were doing Vermont. Like they were like, why didn't you tell us? I wanted to help you,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, this is sweet. But like also, I just wanted to do it like by myself. Vermont had no cell service. So like you're in your own thoughts for like
Oh,
3
yeah.
days.
That's fun.
So I really want to hype up Maine, but I feel like if we do Maine next, besides doing the other ones, like no one's gonna care when we do like Connecticut or Mass, right? Like Maine
Right.
is the big one. So I really wanted to do one in the winter and go through it that way. So I wanted to do Connecticut, and then I wanted to do Maine, and then finish with like Massachusetts.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many miles is Maine? I'm sure you've already mapped all this out.
382.
382? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
So
It's
like
gonna
that's what I was saying. You need to rent like an RV because there's like the township.
Oh,
It's not
yeah.
even a town, it's a township. So like it's just like land. So like we need to get an RV to make sure we have like food in there, like a place to sleep because like and like
Yeah.
you're gonna really need a crew because you're way up there.
Yeah.
And then it ends in Kittery, which is nice because you have the outlets, but like you're not gonna see a lot up there.
Well, maybe you
No.
could use Eric's RV.
All right, there we go. I didn't even
Oh,
know they
there
had
you
this.
go.
I'm gonna
He
do the
likes-
Hornet then.
Yeah,
No.
right down. We're manifesting it. Eric
He,
has,
he,
a,
like,
has
he
an
likes
RV.
to offer Erica's spare bedroom. So
We'll
here we
just
go.
have to
We're
put
offering
like
the...
on the runs on the side of it and just major like PR.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Whatever you guys want, we're in.
all right, Eric, work on that.
Yeah.
All right. So having done 3 states now, what have you discovered are like the biggest challenges that you've had to work through and how have you adjusted as you've made it to Rhode Island? Like I'm
Yeah.
sure that you've learned some things, obviously, doing the first 2 and
Yeah, the biggest challenge, honestly, was like I kind of want to do it like just with one person as crew. So like meaning, and you can't do Maine, right? That's going to be too much on one person. So like, but like my biggest challenge is like that I find is going to be like. So for Vermont, like things change and happen out there. Like Vermont and New Hampshire had a road closed. So that's what I was saying. Like we actually went on a highway in this picture. We took a picture with the cop. Like we were running on a 4-lane highway, which is totally illegal. And the cop, like I saw him, I knew right away, right? My safety and security. He came out and like we had like what we were doing on the side of the car. And Vermont again was very supportive. I joke, but like, they were all beeping. We had people wait like for us and stuff. And I saw him get out and take his body camera off. I'm like, that's a good sign. And so he's like, you are on a 4-lane highway. And I was like, I know. I was like, that road's closed. And he was like, he looks around and he's like, well, you only got 0.8 miles to the exit that you need. Because we told him what we were doing. And he's like, I didn't stop you. And so we took a picture with them. Like, we put on Instagram. We got pulled over 6 different times.
Oh,
Like, yeah, in Vermont. They were like, we saw someone running on the side of the highway. So like, Lindsay, to answer your question, it would be like, what do you do when like the road closes and like the crew is tired? That's my biggest thing. Cause like, I honestly wanted to do New Hampshire in 3 days and something hours, but like, I wanted to let the crew sleep. And when you have like, and I mean this in a good way, like when I say like, hey, I would have less crew. But like, you have 4 different schedules, 4 different people, 4 different things that they're going through in their lives, and they're out there for you, putting their life on hold, like taking work off and stuff. And that's why I said I was so appreciative of everybody who helped crew, like from New Hampshire, Vermont to now Rhode Island. But that would be my biggest 2 challenges is like getting the crew on the same page in a good way and not feeling bad. And then also like, what do you do when you're out there in like road closures? Because now everyone knows we're doing it and we got to power through. Like, we're not going to be like, oh, sorry, the road was closed, guys. I'm going to go home now after 3 days of running.
Yeah.
at 90
guess I'll
degrees."
try next time, whatever.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's awesome. So when are you looking to do you're going to do Connecticut? When
Yeah.
are you thinking you're going to do it?
I was
And you're
trying
gonna
to
do it in the
figure it
winter?
out this month, but no one wants to give up their time. I was like, I'll just do it by myself, unsupported. And I'm like, that's probably a bad idea in the winter. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have a couple big things coming up, like that I want to put my energy and focus into. But I definitely am going to do it probably March before Boston. I want to do another state so I can. We're 50% there for the Northern Line project, like I said, is what I called it. So I'd like to have 4 done before we get into Maine. So probably March.
Nice. It's awesome.
So we're going to kind of segue into the next thing, you running every single state. So are you at, what did you just do? Arizona? That was
Arizona.
32?
That was 32, yeah.
Okay, so you are trying to run a race, it doesn't matter the distance, correct? Or do you have
Correct.
it has to be a certain distance or
Just
anything?
has to be a legal race, a certified
Okay, so it could be a
race.
5K or it could be a 100-miler.
Yeah. So how I started this was I was traveling for work and I started running in 2022. So like the Turkey Trot November, so technically 23. And I was traveling for work, and when I found running, I was like, all right, I did a 5K, and I had 22 states in 1 year. So I was like, we're gonna do the race in every state tour.
Oh,
But
there you go.
now, like as I grown in the sport, I want it to be like Ironman, Ultra, or some distance that like is a little bit crazy.
That's awesome. So since you were on the On the Runs podcast, you have done, let's see, South Dakota, Wyoming, Georgia, and Arizona.
Yeah. that was
And
cool.
so what is your next state? Do you have that planned yet?
Yeah, Mississippi, January 3rd, the Scorpion 50K. And then
Ooh.
in New Mexico in February, I have a Quadathlon, which I'm actually kind of nervous about this one.
Wait, what
Wait,
is a
what is
quadathlon?
that?
I didn't know either. That's why I signed up for it. I just bought snowshoes off
You
this
didn't
lady
even
on
know what it
Marketplace.
was, and you signed up.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was. So like it's a bike, but you need your triathlon bike. It's a 10-mile run. It's I don't have the exact, I think it's a 13 or 20-mile bike ride. Then you have to snowshoe, and then you have to cross-country ski, and then to get down the mountain, you have to cross-country ski, snowshoe, then it's bike, and then run to finish.
Oh my God, you're like, quadathlon, I'm in. What are you
Yeah.
doing? No clue.
I've never been on cross-country skis or snowshoes in my life. I bought them
Never?
at Marketplace. I've only skied once in my life at McIntyre. Again, Eric's probably pumped when he hears that. With my daughter, it was a private lesson for like, I think it was 30 minutes. So I've only been on skis for 30 minutes in my life. I'm a snowboarder.
Oh my God, this is
So
going to
it'll-
be great. You're probably going to podium.
This-
Just knowing who you are, he's going to come back with a trophy. I've never done this before.
I've never done two of these things, but
So
That is
if you live in
hilarious.
Merrimack, right?
Yeah.
So the Dairy Field has a cross-country track. If you ever want to come up to the Dairy Field and practice your cross-country skiing, really good little course there. So
Perfect. Yeah, I don't
wanna
even
train.
have cross-country skis.
you don't-
Like I have to rent. I was talking to the race director. I'm like, coming from New Hampshire. So she's sending me to Albuquerque, which is like an hour and 30 minutes away from the race, but I have to go pick them up. So the first time I'll ever be on cross-country skis will be like 15 hours before the race.
oh my gosh.
what could go wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know how to transition for this. Like triathlon, I have my own tricks. And I'm talking to like Erin, who helped crew me, and she's coming. I'm like, how the hell do I transition from snowshoe to cross country ski? Like, you know, like, you know, I was like, that's gonna be interesting.
So is this, I have this cross-country course, is it downhill because you said it's a mountain?
No, it's up. Well, it'll eventually be down the second half, but yeah, you got to go up to go
'cause
down.
I've been on cross-country skis before, and they're a whole different ball game than skis. Like you're not like locked in, so you can
No.
easily just like get going and not be able to stop.
Oh God.
So
Just to let you know.
that's gonna be a little tricky.
Oh.
Make sure your friend, would you say Erin's going with you?
Yeah.
Make sure she records all of this because I'm going to need live footage, please. Or wear a GoPro.
Deal.
Let's get you a
Deal.
GoPro.
So wait, but what about nothing new on race day? You're just totally throwing that right out the window. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck it. I'm just
I have different theories than all the people that like, you know, they come up with this stuff.
He's
You know?
going to show up with rental skis. I hope you wear jeans or something. Like you're that guy.
wear some jorts.
Yes.
Oh.
So,
But it
and
feels
another
good
thing
to
that
be
you...
nervous about a race. I'm actually like nervous about this one. I'm like, finally.
Yeah, I would be too. I mean, I look at stuff on the internet and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I can do that. And then I sign up for it. And then I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? But I don't think I would ever sign up for a quadathlon. Sorry.
Tara watches the Olympics and she's like, I could do that.
Oh yeah, I'm like,
do
shit,
that.
I'm a bobsledder now. Bring it. Like, I would totally do something like that, but I don't know about this quadathlon.
There's a place in New York. Let's go, Tara. I'm with you.
Go. I'm gonna be in February. I'm gonna show up to the USA. Be like, you guys need a fill-in. I'm your girl. I'm your girl.
Awesome.
Oh man, this is great. I can't wait. When is that again?
February.
February. Okay. I'm
Oh,
gonna
I'm
need
gonna
updates
be
on this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You're gonna have to just like live stream it. I don't even know somehow. Strap on a GoPro and
Yeah, we need
and-
the GoPro. This
Yeah,
is,
for sure.
This could,
No,
this
I'll
could-
make sure. So we're rock climbing the day before, just like we did in Arizona. So like, I'm like, shit. I'm actually trying to figure out, like I said, when to pick up the skis because like we booked a tour. So I'm like, oh, I got rock climbing. I don't know how I'm gonna get them either. So That one I'm a little worried about, but Mississippi should be fine. Yeah, I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, definitely. This could be how you go viral. This could be
No,
it.
I feel like you would get along really well with Wyatt, because Wyatt, have you listened to the Wyatt Moss, the episodes with him
Is that
on
the
the
guy
runs?
who hallucinated?
No,
What's that?
he did the 50 marathons in 50 states in a year.
No, I didn't. I
He
didn't.
just
hear
like wings everything and
He
yeah.
wings it.
somehow
Everything.
comes out on the other side as a
Honestly,
winner.
I'm serious. That's what I was saying. Like when I had a triathlon coach, he's like, "You need this much water at this time," and I'm like, "I'm not doing that." So it's like paying for nothing. I was like, "I'm gonna drink when I'm thirsty. I'm gonna eat when I'm hungry. I'm not gonna like care about carbs. Like I eat a lot of carbs." So I was like, "Fuck this." Like I'm just gonna do. So like yeah, winging it's like fun. The fun part. Like how do you
Yeah.
overcome and mentally get through it? That's why I
Yeah.
like doing it.
You have less time to think, and it's all
Yeah.
more like, oh, fuck. I wasn't
Yeah.
prepared for this. Here we go. Oh, man. One other thing, I'm like, how do we transition out from this subject? Did you go to Dublin, Ireland, too?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Did you have work out there?
No, so my old running coach, Chris, he's awesome. Just formed a friendship with him. Like I said, I had a triathlon coach, an ultra coach, and then I hired him for Boston because like Boston still it was my dream race, and I wanted to put everything I had into it. Especially as a charity runner, like I can't run with the buffers now. It would have been a 2:45, right? So I was like, I can't run that. So like now that I'm older, though, it went up a little bit. But so I hired a run coach, and like he also has a travel marathon group. So like I'm actually going to Edinburgh in May with him, but it's called Active Odyssey, and they do international travel trips for marathons. So I saw him advertise for it, and one of my clients is actually based in Ireland. So I was like, oh, this would be a good way to like see the international side of the business too. And yeah, so that's how that came about.
Yeah, and you dressed as the Italian stallion.
Yes, I did. I made sure
Running
they
the
knew I was
Dublin,
there.
Ireland marathon.
And Chris is from Ireland. Like he moved from the US. And like, so like I was honestly just messing with him, but it went over like a huge hit. I had the Italian socks, I had the Italian shorts, the Italian shirt, like earrings, like fake tattoos of like pizza and the flag on my neck. And like, I really did it just to mess with him, but then like the joke was on me because everyone's like, Italy! And I'm like, this is way different in my head.
Oh, that's awesome.
That sounds like so much fun. So then tell us about Manchester City Marathon. So you showed up there, you had slept for like, what, 3 hours?
Yeah,
right?
that was when the whole that was crazy. So I went to Georgia to get another state. And I honestly picked Georgia because I had a goal to compete in jiu-jitsu at least 3 times this year. And, you know, again, I strategically placed my races in the states that are offering it when it's not my custody weekend. So Delta and, well, all the airlines was going through like...
Priority!
Yeah, like sky priority. I'm going
priority.
And so like, thank you. So like, yeah, I am Lindsay. I don't know if you heard, I did hit gold on that trip. So it was a big deal. I made them announce it actually.
So for people that don't get the
Excellent.
reference, Justin, I follow him on all forms of social media, and he was so, oh my God, you're hilarious. Some of the videos you post, and he was traveling in the airport, and he was like, Delta priority, probably like skipping the lines, walking past people, and he was so proud. It was hilarious.
And so like, I went to Georgia. Now, all the rock climbing guides were booked. Georgia doesn't have a big rock climbing scene. I really love rock climbing because it's really like the ultras, right? It's like mentally challenging, but like it's in a totally different way because like also, you know, your life's hanging up there. And like, so like, you know, like every step could be critical. And so I really got into it. And the guide was like, hey, I'm booked and there's only 2 of us like in Atlanta base area. He goes, you know, my other guy's booked too, but he sent me an area where to go. And he goes, these are like bouldering. They're like 30 to 50 to 60 feet. And I was like, perfect. Well, I went and I did it, but I didn't have a rope. And like, it's called free soloing. So I was like, I free soloed before, but I was like, you know, I was kind of nervous because like, you know, I got a daughter. It's kind of close to the holidays. This would suck. I'd have to crawl back to my car the way I was in the path. Like, so I was like, you know, my safety mind's going, but I'm also like, I'm really huge into mental challenges. So I was like, this is a great challenge. I'm by myself. I don't have a crash pad. I don't have the rock climbing shoes. I did bring chalk. And I was like, all right. So I was like, so I'm bouldering. I made it to the top. No issues. And then I had to go do a 10K. So I signed up for a 10K. And then I went from the 10K to the jiu-jitsu tournament, then flew home that night. I was supposed to be on the 8:30 flight, but it was delayed to 9. Then it ended up going till 11. We landed at 1, whatever it is, from Atlanta to Boston. And by the time I got home, it was like 3:30. So that was a fun trip.
Slept for
We
a
did a
couple
lot.
hours, and then you
Yeah.
drove up to Manchester and ran a marathon.
Yeah.
And did you PR Manchester City Marathon or your
did
marathon
PR.
distance
No,
period?
I PR'd like my marathon distance.
On 2 hours of sleep. See, you don't need a
That's
trainer.
Yeah, I don't need a trainer.
You don't. I mean, no. Do not spend your money.
Yes. Me and that guy who wings it, we just winging it, and we're
Yeah.
doing just fine. Look at us.
Right?
No rope rock climbing, 10 days, jiu-jitsu tournament.
Oh my
God.
gosh. So, Justin, what's going on with Merrimack Run, your Merrimack Run Club?
Yeah,
Has
tell
it
us
been-
about that.
I-
That's kind of your baby. You started this, right? This
Yeah,
summer?
I have so much pride for all of them. So basically, I really like, martial arts and having the background. So like I was in another run club and they only met Wednesdays and I couldn't make the practices because I was going to jujitsu. I have my daughter Monday, Tuesday. She's into gymnastics. So, and then like, I want that time with her. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I will bring her to jujitsu, but like, I want our bond to be special. So I don't want to just like, you know, go and have a babysitter while I go run. So Tuesday was out. I wanted to join Millennium. I actually might have her join Millennium with me on the Tuesdays this year because she's at the age where she really likes running. But Wednesdays I couldn't make it. So I looked around. I moved to Merrimack 2 years ago, and like I see everybody running. But Merrimack does suck to run on the side of the road. Like Nashua has like these nice streets where you could park and like do all this stuff. Like Merrimack, to me, is awful for running. So I was like, I put something out, and I was like, hey, I'm familiar with starting things, right? We started a college baseball team in Nashua at the Nashua Tech. We, started optimal safety. I was like, I think I could start this. I just need to see the feelers. So I put something else and I had like 30 something people respond. So I started the group, talked to the local high school, track people, and then I made the group and I was really into it. And in like 5 months, we had 53 people at one practice. Like the numbers were high. And we're an all-free club, so we sponsor it through Optimal Safety, so there's no dues. It's official. We registered it as a nonprofit LLC with the state. And then, we did our banquet. We had over 50-something people there. And now we do informal practices. And then in January, we'll start up again. But yeah, the Merrimack Run Club, everyone is just like so special that's there now. They just generally care about each other. Every run club is special. There's no like turf wars with run clubs, right? I love all the run clubs. But like, like you said, this one's my baby. And it's cool because like, I got to see firsthand, we had walkers that now have completed a 5K and when they joined, they're like, we're just walking. And now they've like done a 5K. We've had people that stepped up to the ultra distance, people that did their first marathon. And like the things that we're doing, and I look forward to next year, is just helping the community grow, but the people grow. And, we really do stress people first and then community second. So we don't really care about your pace or anything like that.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
I
So
love
it's a
that.
lot
Yeah.
I'm part of a
That's
running
awesome.
club. I've been with Millennium for over 5 years now, and it's
Yeah.
honestly the community. Like,
They're
I don't
awesome.
do it for the workouts or, that. I do it. I've met so many amazing people through it, and I just love Jen and John Mortimer. They're great. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. I think it's great. And I've seen your growth on social media with like, your first day to where you are now, and there's a ton of people. So that's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. And now to piggyback on that, you are also trying to get, or have you already gotten your coaching certificate?
Yeah, so I'm in school right now. It's a lot going with running this business, and then I wanted to kind of set the example. So like, we all have our experience with races. Like we've done a ton of races, so I have that experience. But I wanted to have some scientific knowledge and background too. And I do have my master's in occupational health, so I can bring that to it. But I am currently in run coaching school online, and yeah, I'm gonna get my certificate. I'm hoping to finish in December. It's a self-paced course, but yeah, no later than January, because I wanted to make sure, I could be there for the club and be the leader and lead by example.
That's great. So now would you mostly just offer that to the run club members, or are you going to just are you going to promote that, or are you just kind of just have that for yourself, or what are you going to do with this once you have it?
Yeah, it's that's a great question. I thought about it, and it's like, I'm a big community guy just from my background, and I got the community stuff, optimal stuff, like do I, all my other hobbies, and it's like, do I want to take on one more thing? But I think I am going to go and take on some clients just for fun, right? I don't want to make it like a second job where I'm trying to like get rich or like pay the mortgage with, but just the fulfillment of, like, again, what we just said, like helping people hit their goals and stuff. And like I've coached baseball for years at the college level, and like I love coaching. So I definitely will start, that as a business on the side. But I'm not looking to like, get rich or pay the mortgage with it.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that have certification and they don't do anything with it. They just did it to, get more knowledge about it because of the sport. But then there are other people that have made it a full-time job. So
yeah,
it's interesting. I've always thought about, going to do something like that just to learn more, because everyone's talking about like VO max and HR this and that. And I'm just like, I just run.
Yeah.
Like, it was, so it'd be interesting to learn a little bit more, but that's awesome. So,
but what's cool what you just said though is like that comes to your experience. Like I feel like you could coach someone just off your experience. You know what I mean? Like, so like it's cool to bring both avenues, because like I do really like to wing it, but now I'm like, I should have done, like, in having that scientific background on it now, it is cool to see. So I commend you for that. If you do it, there's a lot of good programs out there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, maybe I'll rack your brain on that later.
Yeah.
So Justin, do you ever sleep? When do you find the time to sleep? No, for real though.
Everyone that has always asked me that. I get like 3-4 hours, sometimes like 6.
I would not be able to function.
No, I mean, but is there anything you don't do? Like you surf, you do jiu-jitsu, you played baseball, you coach baseball, you do, you run, you do ultras,
you're a dad.
Climb, you're a dad.
I don't proofread. I do not proofread anything. That's what I don't do. But thank you. That's very nice of you to say. No, I just really like, I like the mental challenge of things, like for what I've been through with my medical stuff in life. And I feel like, I made a promise to myself that if I could get up and walk again, I was going to live life to the fullest. And that was one promise I said, like, because there was even times like I didn't think my CSF leak would heal. And like, and I think that helped me be a better ultra runner with the mental challenge. Like nothing really phases me out there. That could be why I have such like a laxed attitude going into these crazy things, right? Yep. And like I even said, like when we run states, like with Erin and Teresa, they're like, is it going to be hard? And I was like, it's going to be fun. Like day 2.5, 3, when we're like, 6, for Rhode Island, like 50 miles in, like 55. After 55 was really hard, but like that's when the fun happens. Like a marathon, like it's great. But I like the ultra distance when you're like 40 miles in. And that's how I came in second in Arizona. Like the guy was 2 loops ahead of me. It was a mile loop around for fucking 12 hours. And like we were watching the leaderboard, and I had like Erin texting me, Scott and Merrimack Run Club texting me, and a couple of people in the run club like, hey, you're 1 mile behind because it's a mile loop, 2 miles behind. And then he needed to take a break at mile 45. And I was like, I knew that was going to be, or like mile 40. I was like, I knew that's when I was going to take over, because like people get like, mentally, I need a break. And I'm like, no, I want to stay out there. I want to like enjoy it. So like, yeah, I don't know. I even forgot the question. I was just going off.
That's totally fine.
Do you drink a lot of caffeine?
I don't.
I was going to ask that too.
I don't know. No, I don't. This is all natural. I do take when I do the races, I do take. So like, did you see what happened in Arizona?
I don't.
With the nuts? And I had to take Benadryl.
The hummus.
I almost died out there.
It was the hummus, right?
And I'm not even like trying to be funny or exaggerate. So I have a wicked severe tree nut allergy, and peanuts aren't a tree nut. They grow in the ground, so they're considered a legume. So I like to go, like vegan 2 days, the best I can going up to the race, and just what I learned about meat in my own studies and like during. And what happened was, if you can, and I used to be vegan for 3 years, and what happened was they had hummus and avocado wraps. And I was like, hey, did this have nuts in it? And the lady's like, no. So I was like, great. And then I came like 3 hours later, and they had hummus and cucumber wraps now. So I was like, do these have nuts in it? And she goes, no. So then and there were different wraps. So that's why I asked. They were like, it was wraps, and then it was like little square triangle slices. So then I come back like an hour later and it says nuts. And again, like takes a lot for me to get mad. And I think I handled this pretty good. I go, excuse me. I was like, was this a joke? And she was like, no. And I said, didn't I ask? And like, she was like, yeah, we messed up. And I was like, well, that's a pretty big fuck up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I'm leading them now. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I go, well, that fucking sucks for me. So I go into the race director tent and I'm like, hey man, I was like, I asked and she's like, yeah. So I had Erin, she just did a 6 hour because you could do the 6 hour and the plan was, and I'm so glad we did it because we were like, they had 2 different 6 hour races, one in the morning and one at night to finish with the 12s. And she's like, well, do you want me to finish with you? And I was like, well, why don't you do your 6 and then you can kind of crew and relax because it was her first 6 hour race. I was proud of her. And you can kind of crew and relax. So I'm like, you got to go and get Benadryl. And so she even like, she's very level-headed. She even had like professional words with them. They were like, so sorry. And then the EMTs were like, because they had, it's a USTF or whatever it is. I don't know how to, like, I don't pay attention.
Certified.
So it's a sanctioned event.
certified.
So they had to have the EMTs and they're like, what runner was it? And then like, we were like, didn't want to make a big deal because like, I didn't want them to pull me because I was at that point in 3rd place. And I was like, I'm not. And so like, I was like, just go get
You're
Benadryl.
like, I'd rather die.
Yeah. So like, so I wasn't pushing pace because like, you know, I wanted to understand if my throat was going to close. So I was like backing off the pace a lot. And I was like, and I know it sounds like a joke, but like in all seriousness, this is my part of running. Like you love running, Lindsay, for something different. Tara, you love running for something different. Like my thing really is the mental challenges and what I find and related to fighting without getting hit in the head anymore. And I was like, I really accumulate what we go through in running to life. And like, I was like, if I quit out here, like, that's it. I'm going to open up the doors to quit and anything else. The report gets hard, life gets, you know, so I was like, I honestly I think I scared Erin a little bit. She's like, do you want to stop? And I said, no. I said, I'd rather die out here. So I was like, go get Benadryl. So she went and got Benadryl. So this answers your question on caffeine. I always bring caffeine pills with me because I have ulcers sometimes, like gastritis, and sometimes that has like peptic ulcers. So like New Hampshire, I was slugging olive oil because it soothes the stomach lining. And then me and Yuki have like this joke on chamomile tea, but chamomile tea soothes the stomach lining too, and it provides, because of the ingredient in it, it provides like that barrier, so it takes away your ulcer pain. So like that's why I drink a lot of like olive oil and chamomile tea when I'm doing these crazy runs. So I was like, Erin, go get me Benadryl. So she gives me like the bottle. She's like, this will hit your system better, which strategically was smart on her behalf because it was liquid. So I down it. And she's like, well, she goes, I drank like half the bottle. She's like, you're going to be so tired. I said, give me 2 caffeine pills. So I chased it with the caffeine pills and then we went fucking back out there. So I only take caffeine pills to answer your question. I do drink coffee here and there, but like it's mostly just caffeine pills.
Oh my gosh. You have a lot of energy. It's really impressive. So what do you have on deck for 2026 other than what you have already talked about?
Yeah. So I'm running for the Heather Abbott Foundation for the Boston Marathon. I've ran for them. So Rhode Island was a fundraiser for them. We raised $500 in the 20 hours. And then I did that for them in New Hampshire. And the reason I love their charity so much is I ran for a lot of charities. I want to be extremely clear. Every charity I've ever ran for that took a chance on me has been wonderful. But to me, the Heather Abbott Foundation really stood out because when I ran for them, they brought in the people that received amputees, like some of them. And I'm still friends with them on Instagram. We talk here and there. But like to hear their medical story obviously hit home with me, but they're getting a second chance at life. And it was really empowering to see like Heather Abbott. We have Zoom calls. And like, I didn't get that with the other charities. And again, they were wonderful, but like I'm still friends with everyone that I ran with in 24 and we text here and there. Like they preach team unity. And so I'm doing the Boston Marathon, but I signed up for the Tough Ruck Marathon the day before, and it used to be on the marathon course, but obviously they don't allow backpacks and what happened to Heather, she's actually, she lost her leg in the bombing. So it's in Concord, Mass now. So I'm running that on Sunday with a 15-pound ruck. And then I'm running the Boston Marathon on Monday.
So you're doing back-to-back marathons.
Yeah. But I feel like it'll be easier.
Best response. Yeah.
But I feel like I'm hoping it'll be easier because like, we did 45 and 47 in New Hampshire and Vermont, so I was like, I don't want to
Yeah.
downplay anyone's miles, but 26 is,
Piece of
I'm
cake.
hoping it's a little easier.
Piece of cake.
And
Yeah,
then,
and I mean, Boston's one of those races where you don't go for a PR. Like, it's a
Yeah.
victory lap. You have fun. And we're going to be at mile 19 point, is it
Point.
one?
oh God,
19.2.
I got to take this
19.2.
notebook. I even had a
19.2.
notepad. 19.
19.2.
Oh,
You
you
won't-
got, come on.
You
Sorry,
won't-
that was my bad.
You won't be able to miss us.
19.
We're very loud.
We have loudspeakers. We have, and whatever you need for, like, if you want a Coke, if you want some caffeine pills, some chamomile tea,
Yeah.
olive oil.
Some olive oil.
We'll come down. We'll just pour it in your mouth, and you can keep running.
That would be a good picture. Like,
It would be.
dressed in the Italian flag, slugging olive oil.
Yes.
We
can
that
make
would
it
have been
real.
epic. That
We're
would have been
doing
epic.
We'll put you in our tracker. But yeah, we love cheering on the Boston Marathon. And you said you ran it last year?
I ran in 2000. Yeah, last year.
cool.
24. Yeah.
24, yeah. Not
Yeah.
this year, not 25, but 24.
Not 25. Yeah,
I
I
ran
always
it in
get
24
confused.
too. We were there together.
Did you?
Yeah.
I did too.
Oh yeah, Lindsay
what
did
the
too.
hell, guys?
I know.
Yeah.
We didn't know each other then.
I know.
I know.
God damn it.
I met you. I was trying to figure out when I met you, and I met you in February at Fleet Feet when you came in to do a presentation on women in running. Not so much women. Well, I think it was women because it was all
Well, yeah.
women
So
there.
it was the city. So what happened in Mine Falls is that lady was sexually harassed. Some guy on a bike, scumbag, was like grabbing women's asses.
Yeah.
And then they arrested him. So I do situational awareness class, but I took a lot of time on that. It took 3 months. We did a situational awareness class for women for the solo hiker, runner, and walker.
Yeah, and that was great. I honestly, like, to this day, I have so many tips that I learned from there. And I was with Erica, and the whole time we were like, this guy's fucking hilarious. 'Cause you kept it like it was very serious and like awesome points and stuff, but you were so fun and like all the props and stuff. And like, I still think about it. I run in the morning, so I run with my Knox gear on. And you had that one question, and you're like, what's the first thing you should do if you think somebody's following you? And I'm like, I don't like run into a bush. And you were like, turn your light off. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I
Here I
remember
am
that.
lit up like a Christmas tree. If I start running side, like he's going to see me or
Yeah.
she. So, but,
Are you
but
gonna
yeah.
Are you gonna offer that again?
I honestly, it's funny because like now that Merrimack's there, and I really want to join Millennium with my daughter on Tuesday, so I think I'm gonna put it out to like more now that like I didn't know anyone really when I did that, but I want to offer it again. It was a really good course, and I added to it too. So
Yeah, it
maybe
was
you'll
great.
learn
I
some
would go
new
to it
stuff.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah. So one more question. Your daughter, Ari.
yeah, Aria.
So
Aria.
Aria. Okay. So you
Aria,
guys have
yeah.
such a great relationship. I love, she is like a mini you. Your mini kids try where you live, right?
Yep,
I saw, did you start that?
I did. So
Tell us about that, because I know your daughter does it, right?
Yeah, she's done like 5 tries, kid triathlons. So I bought all these medals and awards, it was like a race. So I bought bibs. I put it out. We had, I think the first year, I don't want to exaggerate the numbers, I think we had 17 people.
Oh, cool.
And then, so then we had to run it in 2 groups because of the pool. Again, safety. I wanted, it to be safe for the kids. You can't have 17 people swim at once.
Right.
At the condo pool. And so we ran like you had one group had to come at 9, one group had to come at 10. So we did that. And so for the last 3 years we've been doing that. And yeah, she took first this year. There was a total between the first group and the second group. It grew. I think it was 22 this year. And I put all her friends in this group, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh, very cool. Now, is
Yeah.
that something
That's
that you
awesome.
just do at like where you live? Is it just like a community there, or do you promote it to people, or how do you get the kids to sign up?
Yeah, so we promote it. I promote it on like my personal socials. And to be honest, we got like 3 extra kids this year. They were at the pool and they saw the medals and trophies and they were like, what is that? I said, all you have to do is go get and the parents loved it. So like, yeah, we promote it there on the community, like little email blast. And then also on my socials. So we had like, there was more that didn't live in that community that came, but we had like 4 or 5 people that were also there too. It was cool.
Nice. I love
Yeah.
that. I love seeing kids, young kids especially, like, doing healthy things, being outside. And so anything, to get, because I know Eric's daughter, she does, the Millennium does a kids try, and she does
Do
that
they?
one every
I
year.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh my
It's actually
God.
pretty big.
When is that? That's awesome.
Yeah. I want to say it's in June. I'm not sure, but they do.
You got to send me that.
Yeah. Yeah. They do a kids mini try, and it's huge. Like, I think.
Is it in Manchester?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm pretty sure Adeline's done it 3 years. I think this was her 3rd year doing it. So, and it's just fun watching because it's like every year the kids get better. And, he always like, with Eric with his social media stuff, he like interviews her and she's like, well, I did better on the bike this year. My swim wasn't that great. It's just like so cute watching him. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
John and Jen do it all. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool that they do that. I didn't even know Millennium had a kids try. That's phenomenal.
Yep. Yeah, I'll send you the info on it. Yeah, Millennium's great. Like I said, I've been with them for 5 years, and they're just. I love everything that they do. Every race they do, it's just top notch. So
yeah,
they're great.
Perfect.
So anything I say besides Boston and the marathon you're running the day before,
and
anything big. I mean, minus Maine, Connecticut, Massachusetts. Are you going to like Europe or something to do anything in 2026?
Yeah,
he's like, actually,
Scotland. He's going to Scotland.
He's like, I'm actually doing this.
England.
Are you going to do the 777?
Dude, I looked into that, and like everyone was like, you need to do it. You need to do it. So like, again, talk about John. He's awesome. He did my dream race now that I've done Boston is the Antarctica Marathon.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm in the toughest conditions, like, but. And so like, and I was like, well, I'm going to have to miss custody. And I want to do the Mount Everest marathon that they do at the base camp too. But I really want to do the 7-continent one, but it was like $50,000.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. It's so expensive.
Fuck that.
Well, if you need to get like sponsored on, unless you're completely loaded.
Wear a GoPro in this quadathlon thing, and something fucking hilarious is going to happen. You're going to go viral, and that's how we're going to get you paid to go to the 777.
I mean,
I want to
why
do that
did it
so bad.
Yeah.
You guys had on a guy that did it, right? I listened to that podcast.
Yeah, we had a few on. They said it was wild, but
what was his toughest? I didn't get. Was it Antarctica?
I was either that. There was one that was like almost 100 degrees out. I think they said that the heat was harder than the cold.
It was in South America, right?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think they do a half marathon. You can do a half or a full. I don't think I could do the full. I would maybe attempt the halves.
It would be crazy out there.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you can function on 2 hours of sleep, you're good.
Did John talk about it? Like, has he talked about the Antarctica Marathon to you guys?
No, not really.
Yeah, I want to know about it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think obviously the weather, that's the number one thing, but also the terrain, because you're just running on snow. It's not flat, so I'm sure like every step you take is different and how it feels and stuff.
I don't know if this is true, but I also heard that like it's ice and it moves when you run too. Like it's constantly moving. I don't know if that's true though.
I don't know. I'd be mad if I went out there and I didn't see a polar bear or like a penguin. Yeah. If I don't see some type of animal out here, I'm going to be very upset. All right. Anything else?
I got nothing. Do you guys have anything?
Are you sure?
Yeah. He's getting ready to go to the pool. You see those?
I was going to say, are you sure you didn't get certified in something while we were talking? He's like, oh, now I'm a surf instructor, guys. I just got certified.
I did. Listen, I know this is true, but I'm always honest with my accolades. There was this organization that did the surf contest, but then I tried to get summer sessions. They're amazing. I love them to sponsor. And there's a lot of things. I'm going to host the surf contest next year. But I was the only one over 30. So I technically am a surfing champion. I got the trophy, but I was the only over 30 one. And I was so sad because I was so excited to like get out there. I went in the winter, right? I just went in the blizzard and I was like, I'm going to really prove that I'm the champ. And there was no one over 30.
Nobody needs to know that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all right. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, the first time I ever placed in a road race, I was the only one in my division. But I didn't tell anybody that. I was like,
and it's not your
place
fault.
Age group, let's go.
Yeah. It's not your fault, right?
Yeah. I still have the piece of paper. This was back in the day. They didn't give trophies. I got a certificate on a piece of paper. I was like, I am holding on. It was like a 5K. I think I ran it in like 45 minutes.
Did you frame it?
Oh, yeah.
Is it hanging up? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, Justin, this is awesome. We could probably talk to you for another hour or so, but it's only been like
At
5
least.
months, and you've already accomplished so much in the 5 months. So maybe we should have you on every 5 months to talk about everything you have done.
All of the things.
Because it's just
guys.
epic.
Thank you.
I'm very like envious of your everywhere you go. You're always somewhere. So it's awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. The energy is like top notch. I think I'm a lot, and I'm like, wow, he's like me times 10. Like, it's just wild. But it's great. It's entertaining. So thanks for coming on the recap. And
Yeah, thank
good
you
luck
so
training
much.
for Boston
Yeah, thank
and
you.
fundraising. I think the fundraising is the hardest part.
Oh, yeah.
I'm coming from somebody who's
You
done it
seem
before.
you seem like you're pretty good at it, though.
Yeah, we've done some fun stuff.
Yeah, just keep begging. People will.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your posts and stuff. Keep them entertaining. People will donate.
Yeah. You know?
Oh. All right.
Definitely. I'm telling you that what is it called? Where you're going to be cross country skiing
The
and
Quadathlon.
Quadathlon. Yes, you need to live stream that. You need to get the GoPro on.
I am
Telling you, man.
I am actually going to go down a rabbit hole when we get off here and learn everything about the Quadathlon.
I'll send you. I'll message you the flyer in the race.
You
Yes.
wait. I'm going to fucking sign up for this thing, and you and I.
Yeah, dude. Yes, please do.
This is how
Please
I am.
fucking
Send
do.
me a link, and I'm like,
Yes,
yeah, I can do this.
I can totally
Gonna
do
do it
that.
now.
I'm in.
We're gonna
Take
do
all
it.
my money.
Oh my gosh! If you
This is
signed
how I
up,
got into
I would
ultra
lose
running,
my shit.
So,
What was
Yeah.
your first ultra?
the hamster wheel.
Nice. That's
And then
it.
me and
That's a good
Erica
one.
are going down to South Carolina in January, and we're running another ultra down there. So
She's a rock star. Like I became friends with
She's
you guys
insane.
after that, and I follow her on Strava, and I'm like, fucking she always is crushing races.
I know I upload a run. It's like 4 miles. She's like 100. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Like I looked
she's
at her year
I was like,
total
just
stats on
96 more than
Strava.
me. No big deal.
Yeah, she is like fucking she's the silent assassin because like she crushes it and like you know what I
She's
mean.
the Courtney Dauwalter of New Hampshire.
Yes,
That's what she's been
she-
coined.
for real.
She just needs to get some basketball shorts and change up her outfit a little bit.
Hell
and-
yeah. Lindsay, I actually tattooed Courtney Dauwalter's portrait on my leg.
Are you
Really?
serious?
Yeah.
I love her.
She's great. She is great.
I mean, I applaud you on that.
You should get
For
Stooley
sure.
tattooed on you.
Yeah,
the
you know, I
mascot?
might be fucking stool. You know, when we do Maine, I might finish. That might be like I gotta get the Stooley
Oh.
tattoo. I'll get on my butt cheek.
I really want to
love
be.
that.
I want to be a part of Maine.
Yeah,
All
me
right,
too.
you guys,
I
and
wanna be a
you're
part
in
of
pro.
Maine.
We're getting Eric's camper, okay? I'm manifesting it right now. We're getting the
Thank you.
camper, and we're fucking doing Maine.
All
We're
right,
gonna
deal.
find. There's gonna be some weird shit in Maine too, especially way up north.
Yeah, hell yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm all fucking for it.
Yeah.
I'm
Can't
so
wait.
excited to compare it to Vermont. Like I need counseling after what I went through in Vermont by myself out there. Like I can't fucking wait to see Maine.
I mean, Maine has to smell better than Vermont, though.
Oh, Lindsay, it was it was so much fucking manure. It was awful when you're pushing 8s and 9s and 90 degree. I was like fucking going
And
through
just
it.
That
inhaling
sounds
shit.
That sounds terrible.
It's awful.
I hate running in 90-degree weather. Period. Without manure and all the other shit.
Things you'd never thought you'd say in a
Right.
sentence. Right?
Right?
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
Absolutely.
right.
Well, Justin, it was a pleasure catching
Yeah.
up, and
you, ladies.
can't wait to see all of the crazy
shit.
crazy epic shit you do.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Thanks for
thank you for
joining us.
having me.
Yeah, we'll
Thanks for
we'll
being
have you
on
on
the
again
recap.
next year, maybe after Boston.
All right, deal.
All right.
Hell yeah.
All right, love you guys.
Bye. Love
Love
you.
ya. Good, good night. All right, you guys. So that was sample 10 with Justin, and he is wild.
That guy's
I'm
energy.
exhausted just listening to him.
I don't
for
think I'm gonna be
real.
able to go to bed. I feel like he's like the New Hampshire David Goggins. I think I need to go run a marathon right now. Like,
Right? Are you
he's got me
inspired?
so hype. I love it.
Yeah, he was awesome. I can't
Yeah.
wait to see what he does next. So thank you guys for joining us. We will be back soon. It's not going to be 3 months like it was this time. We
Did
will
you
be
miss
back.
us? Because we
We'll be
missed
back in,
you.
like, a week
Yeah.
probably. Yeah,
We'll
be
do
back
we'll
in a
do one
week.
more before the holidays.
And we're going to be chatting a lot more. It's going to be a lot more silly chatting between the two of us.
Yes.
Which I know you guys love. and probably some more burps.
Maybe. Yeah. Ooh, yes. I'm
Cassie,
not
that-
gassy this evening.
Oh, I'm drinking seltzer.
Yeah. Just water for me.
Yeah. So you guys, thank you again for joining the recap. Tara.
Never trust a fart.
And don't forget the butt wipes. Thanks, guys. Good
Bye.
night.
please not tell anybody I just did that? That feels embarrassing. Actually, you know what? I don't care what people think.